Okay, second question, we'll start with Ms. Cochran. What makes you stand out from the rest of the candidates currently running for City Council in Carrollton?
There are a number of qualities that I bring to the role of a City Council person. One is that, yes, I am the only homeowner that is running in my place. And so I understand and feel the impact of the taxes and issues that we address this time of year. The other issue that I think is important to recognize is I have worked with the people in the city of Carrollton for 29 years in building this city to where it is. And it's not always popular to be the person standing there with the shovel digging the holes, but those are the people who build a city. We have a great city council that gives us directions, but it's the volunteers and the people in this city that actually give Carrollton the character that it has.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And Mr. Betting. Oh, sorry.
I think as you look at what classifies a great council person is there's a few things. I always say, I quote one of our assistant city managers, and he's got a saying that it takes a butcher, baker, candlestick maker. Meaning it takes a good mix of people to serve the city and the citizens of Carrollton. My background is I've been a private business owner in Carrollton. I've owned a business in Carrollton. I've been a homeowner and a resident of Carrollton for 25 years. My wife and I were married in Carrollton at St. Catherine's of Siena. My children were born and raised in the home. We brought them home from the hospital in the same home we live today. I've served as a neighborhood association treasurer, president, block captain for 20 years since moving into my home that I live in today. And I think that as you think about that, and then you think about the bridge to our school districts, ambassador of Carrollton Farmers Branch Schools, served on the Facilities Advisory Commission for Louisville Independent School Districts, 2 fine school districts that we have. You know, you take all those elements and you say, okay, so you got kind of that grassroots home ownership and that fond neighborhood that we have. You got the involvement with the schools, you got the business owner, you got I'm a chief financial officer, so you got the financial acumen. I think those are the elements that as you think about the whole probably makes me superior. The last thing I would say is that a good council member is engaging in the community. They're involved in, one, they attend all city council meetings, and then 2, they're engaging at most city events. Thank you so much.
In addition to the work I've done at grassroots in our city, I have served on the original Neighborhood Advisory Commission. I have been president of 2 neighborhood associations that have changed the face of each neighborhood. I've served on several boards and commissions that were advantageous to the city of Carrollton as a whole. One of my favorite programs I serve on is Bees Kids, which is for underprivileged children to give them a place to be after school every day. And also the Carrollton Women's Club, the Rotary, programs that help partner individuals with the city government to see how we work in partnership with the community. I think that I am the best candidate for this role because I understand how to bring business, the citizens, and government together. I own 2 small businesses in Carrollton. I've written budgets. I've been under audit and passed them beautifully. I know how to manage a business.
Sure. Thank you. Mr. Sutter.
Thank you. So I think it's a wonderful thing that we have some very strong candidates running for city council, and very happy that I'm not running against either of the other 2 here. We're running for different positions, so each of us could be elected, and I hope that we are, because I think it's important that a council member bring a balance. Remember that we're passing judgment on things that will affect citizens, so it helps if you have varied experience and different points of view that you bring here, and then you can step back and put your city hat on and say, okay, what's going to be best for Carrollton, for its citizens, for its businesses? In my particular case, I've lived in Carrollton for almost 40 years. My wife and I moved here shortly after we were married, had 2 daughters, both of them through the school district, and we began volunteering in Carrollton as both Pat and Steve did at a very early age. We found a niche in sports, working with children. I also served as a homeowner on the homeowner board and became president of our homeowners association that we were in. And then I kind of took my volunteer away from Carrollton and went regional and national in scope so I could have more of an impact. But what I have is 30-plus years of business experience in owning and managing businesses from small to larger. And then I have on the nonprofit side national experience in with millions of kids that we were trying to help. So that's a unique perspective when you can look at the nonprofit, which gives you a different sense from just a pure business. But then I have the pure business acumen that allows me to use that in decisions as well. So I think I'm a well-rounded candidate that will do well on the council. Thank you.